You're listening to Living in Spain podcasts with David Wright.
Okay, so hi, we got Scott on the line. Hi, Scott, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect, David.
Hi, Scott. So it's Scott Pullman, is that right?
Pullen.
Pullen. Okay, so Scott, you're running a business here with your partner. You're doing building and general maintenance. Is that correct, Scott?
That's correct, yeah.
And so, Scott, just tell us, whereabouts are you in Spain? Torrox. Okay, so nice. And nice and warm down that area, isn't it?
Definitely.
Okay, so Scott, where are you from originally in the UK?
From London originally, but moved to Manchester about 26 years ago, and now I've obviously moved over to Spain.
Brilliant. And Scott, why did you move to Spain? What was the reason for you moving over
here? Too much stress in the UK. Decided just to come over for a few weeks just to get away from it all, and decided to stay.
And it's nice and quiet down where you are, I bet.
Definitely nice and quiet, yeah.
And nice and sunny at the moment, yeah?
Yeah, sun is shining through my skylight as we speak.
They forecast up to 40 degrees. That's over 100 degrees this Saturday, so going to be a hot one. Hottest day of the year, they reckon.
Yeah, definitely.
So we can live with that. So Scott, so you got a English client base or Spanish, or is it a mixture?
It's a mixture, to be fair. Mainly English, a few Americans, a few Dutch, and obviously a few Spanish.
So, Scott, we talked a little bit earlier about the licences here when you're doing work for people and that, and I've always told people on my shows that you need a small building works licence or a project licence, which you can get from the council. Now, you've had some dealings with this. It's always best to get the proper licence, is that right?
Always best to get the proper licence, yeah.
And it's down to the owner. Am I right in saying that? It's down to the owner to get that, not down to the workers?
Yeah, it's definitely down to the owner.
And it's not that difficult, Scott, is it? If people go to the local council offices, they can apply for this licence fairly easy.
I believe so, yeah. I've never actually gone through the process myself, but John has.
Yeah. And so, Scott, your Spanish isn't good, but John's Spanish is pretty good. Is that right?
Yeah, John's been here 14 years, so when he first came over here, the company he was working for actually paid for him to have Spanish lessons. So his Spanish is pretty good, yeah.
Brilliant, that's good. Yeah, because I say I worked here as a carpenter and builder many years, and it's okay in a bar or something ordering a beer and stuff, but when you're going to order certain lengths of wood or skirting boards in Spanish in a warehouse, it's a bit of a different thing. So Spanish is always a must if you're running a business here. So Scott, you're self-employed, is that correct?
I am.
So what do you think of the self-employed? It's quite expensive, isn't it? But it's well worth doing. Is that right?
It's definitely expensive. The only thing I'd say is, especially when you're a bit more established, and obviously you're paying the full whack on the national insurance, so to speak, contributions, then yeah, you need to make sure that you do have regular work. Otherwise, that will end up crippling you. If you go for 2-3 months without any kind of regular work, then there's nearly €1,000 that you've got to pay out before you even start.
Yeah, and as I say to people, including when you start self-employed, as long as you haven't been self-employed for 5 years, like if you've stopped it or something, or you're new to self-employed, it starts off around 70, I think it's €73 a month, and it goes up to around the 300 mark. But that does include your full medical cover for you, your partner, and your children, and a pension at the end of 20-year term. Now, it used to be 15, they put it up to 20 years. I'm not sure what a pension's going to be worth, probably not much, but there you go, it's all part of the payments. So one of the reasons I always say to people, do it properly, go self-employed, or get the right paperwork, is because there's some big fines if you don't and you're caught working here illegally, and that's right, isn't it, Scott?
I believe so, yeah.
So Scott, you're doing a lot of kitchens and bathrooms at the moment, I see on your Facebook page, or do you get a mixture of work?
Yeah, we do anything literally as long as it's inside of our remit, so as long as it's not gas and electric, we can fix it.
Great, and I'm going to leave a link in the description box. You've got a Facebook page, but and also a telephone number if people want to get hold of it. So Scott, can you tell us What do you think of it? Is it your expectations moving to Spain? Is it what you thought? About the same, better or worse? What do you think?
I'd say when I first got here, I'd say the lifestyle was definitely a different change. So it's definitely a slower pace, especially when it comes to other builders, so to speak. So if we had someone that we was waiting on, such as an electrician or a gas fitter, their idea of being on time and quick, especially if the Spanish, is completely different to ours.
Yeah. It's mañana season here, isn't it? Every day.
Mañana.
Yeah, I know. I built my own house here. And I know what it's like. Trying to wait on people, trying to pin them down to a time is unbelievable here in Spain. But there you go. That's the Spanish way. So, Scott, what would you say to people that are thinking of coming here, setting up? What things do they need to be watching out for? What is a couple of difficult things that they got to be aware of if they're thinking of moving here to do work here in Spain?
Transport obviously is your main issue. If you're coming over here, you obviously need transport, especially if you're in our game. The Spanish police, there is a saying over here, if you drive over here, make sure you've always got €100 in your glove box just in case, because they do tend to just pull you over and fine you for nothing sometimes.
Yeah. I've only noticed that once in my time here. I got stopped coming down a motorway. I was bringing some guys home from work, and one of the passengers didn't have a seatbelt on, and they charged me €100 for me, as I was the driver. And I said it wasn't me, it was my partner. And he said, doesn't matter, you're driving, you pay. And I had to pay him €100 in cash. Didn't get a receipt or anything, so I don't know how quite legal that is, but there you go. I took it out of the guy's wages. He wasn't happy about it, but there's no way I was paying for it. But there you go. Yeah, so...
no, I don't blame you. No, it's definitely a case of a few backhanders here and there.
Yeah,
but... to a certain place.
Yeah. I had the same thing in Mexico many years ago. We got stopped in a taxi and they asked the taxi driver to pay, and he wanted us to pay money for the fine. And I said, we weren't doing anything. We're just in a taxi, on the way to a hotel. But there you go. Some police are a bit weird like that. But anyway, so Scott, you're loving life here in Spain. You wouldn't go back for any reason, or would you?
No, definitely won't go back. I'm more than happy with my life in Spain at the moment. It's very relaxed. One thing I would say is a night out in Manchester will cost you about 150 quid. A night out here could be about €30.
Yeah. And I was talking to my brother the other day. He's paying £13 for a packet of cigarettes in the UK now. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about £4 here.
Yeah, unreal. And drink as well, price of drink and stuff. I know it's not all about the drink and that, but it is a better way of life here. Don't you think the food and the lifestyle is less stress, makes you live longer? That's what I think anyway. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, you're saying it's not about the drink and everything else, but let's face it, especially as a builder, we all like a beer after work. It's better to spend €10 on 5 bottles than it is 30 quid on the same thing in the UK.
Sure. And one of the things that when I left the UK was I was working for local council. We had to go and get parking tickets in the morning to permission to park outside different areas to waiver the fine. So we got a parking badge put on, and that was costing us €6 or €7 a day to get the ticket. There's no parking charges here in Spain. They wouldn't have it, would they? If you had to park outside someone's house and pay for it, they'd go mad, wouldn't they?
Yeah, no, you don't get that at all in any way, shape or form. The only thing I would say is obviously do be careful where you do park, because the Spanish like to have lots of festivals. Obviously, we've just had Easter, and up in the village in Torrix, you will basically just see cars being towed away for fun, where you could normally park, but because the parade's on and they don't want cars in the way, they'll just tow them away.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I was seeing that. And these parking badges people have on their garages, it's something that doesn't happen in the UK. You people don't normally park in front of your driveway in the UK out of politeness, but here in Spain, people might do that and block it. But if you have the Valido parking on your badge on your wall, the police can come and tow the car away without any notice at all if they park outside someone's garage, which I think is a good idea. You shouldn't block people's driveways, but here in Spain they tend to do that a lot, don't they?
They do, yeah. Definitely in the village in Torrix, parking is limited, although there are a couple of good size car parks, but obviously everyone wants to park the cars next to where they're going.
Good. Okay, brilliant. Thanks very much for that, Scott. And I'll leave a link to your business or Facebook page and your telephone number. If anyone wants any quotes, you're happy to give them a quote. That will be in the description box below this podcast. Thanks very much, Scott, for joining us today. Thank you.
No problem. Thanks a lot, David.
If you have enjoyed this podcast by David Wright, then you will love his new books. Out now on Amazon and Kindle, packed with money-saving tips and information on living and working in Spain. Just go to livinginspainbooks.com. David also has a popular blog for expats in Spain. Come and take a look now at britishexpatsinspain.com.